Hey everybody, this is just going to be a video on the 94, 94 to 97 uh, Caprice Impala swap to a 76 Cutlass or 70 late 70 A bodies, which is 73 to 77. 68 to 72 is the early A body. This is a 8.5 rear disc brake car. I got mine. Okay, the Impalas had the 16-inch rim. So I wasn't 100% sure if with the 16-inch rim car, if I'd be able to use my factory 15-inch. Things were saying that you might not be able to. Some things were saying you could, but I had to figure it out. And what I did is I took it out of a Caprice. The Caprice I knew came with the 15-inch rim, so I know that part will work fine. And it'll work with a 15-inch rim. The rear disc, and this one I changed. It was only a 308 gear, which was weird because it was I guess that must be the G80 because it was, and the tag in the trunk said G80, but I don't know a whole lot of the codes and all that. But like I said, it was a 308 gear. But so I took the carrier and everything. I took it. I should say I took it all, and then I just converted it to the 373 gear, or changed it over to a 373 gear. Just a couple of things that I did go with. You can see right over here is where got the calipers right there. Most of them are right there, but now this is a 15-inch rim, a stock 15-inch rim. Okay, just a stock Cutlass rim. That's all it is. You know, I don't have the caliper on, but I did check already for clearance and everything. I already made sure it all works. See, it all worked. Everything's fine. The only thing I had to do, I had to put spacers on there because the rear end is a 5x5 bolt pattern. My car, it's actually going on that one out there, which is the same as this one, is only a 5x475. So I put spacers on there, which is okay because I plan on having these rims widen, and it pushes it away towards a quarter more. So I'm gonna have these widen. I can go 2 inches now. I can go 2 inches with it, and as you can see, I got this one here. This is my other one. I've had some other videos on this one here. See, it's a factory drum car, and I already have more than an inch room back there. Well, more. What I do to measure, and it makes things a lot easier for me, is you can use any piece of string for that matter, but I just happen to have this here, one of these here chalk lines. Makes the chalk line. Let me get it all set up here, and I should have did this beforehand. So what I do is I take this and I just hang it right up here, about center of the wheel, like this. Just hang it on, hook it on there, and then I take the tape measure, and I just measure how far out that is right now. I think once it stops shaking, I think it ends up being like 2 inches. That's with no spacer. Okay. Yeah, that's with like 2 inches with no spacer. When it stops shaking, it'd be 2 inches. So with the spacer on the back, it's gonna push it out those are an inch, I believe they were, or inch and a quarter. So I know I can add an inch and a quarter right there for sure. Then on the back side, what I did with is I took this here. This is just off of a shock, off of a rear shock. It's the rear shock spacer. It was just a spacer I just happened to have laying around, and I believe this was a 1/2 inch thick. And I found the biggest part of the frame. So I can't get to the frame right now, but I found the biggest part of the frame, and I put this on the frame, the biggest part of it, where it sticks closest to the tire, and then I hung the string over it, so that this way, that gave me, I hung the string hanging over it this way. It would give me that 1/2 inch clearance, you know, down here like this, and then hang the string over, and then I knew I had a 1/2 inch clearance right there. That was just so I know how much, for sure, had a 1/2 inch clearance, so I can make sure for when I put the wideness of the tire in there, I'll have a 1/2 inch clearance back there. And I measured off of that. I measured how far my tire was from that, and I had actually 1.5 inches of space that I can put in there, and then that was before the spacer, so I know I could fit 2.5 inches for sure. So that's gonna carry it all out, and that's what I'm planning on doing there, because I wanted to put rims widened anyways. But this is, like I said, on the swap. It's a direct fit. Everything is exactly where it needs to be. Obviously, you don't have to cut nothing or anything like that. The spring perches are right in their spot. Everything is perfect. You can even look up control arms. They're the same part number. For everyone that I kept finding, they were always the same part number as from the 76 Cutlass to the Caprice. Like I said, I went with the Caprice because I knew that was a 15-inch rim, and I was not 100% sure if the rotors were different from the Caprice to the Impala, because the Impala had 16-inch. So I wasn't 100% sure, so I just went with the Caprice, and it made it a lot easier for me that way. Made things a lot easier. I knew it would work. These here, now, I don't know if you want your e-brake, but I don't want my e-brake, because it also, plus it has this big ugly ass bracket that goes something like this or something. I don't remember exactly how it went. This, I wish I could say I remember how it went somehow, but it went under somehow. I had it figured out before. There we go. It goes like that, and it actually it'll clear the rim. But I cut mine off because I don't want the e-brake and all that. So, and then I'm gonna take the thing for the e-brake to set them, to pull them. This right here. I'm just gonna knock them out, cut these off. They usually break anyways. Knock it off, and I'm gonna put a plate right there. That's what I plan on doing with that. Other than that, everything else, that's the only thing I cut off, but I did that because I didn't want the e-brake. I just got to get another another cover for it. Yeah, that cover is nasty. That's the old one, and I just got it on there so I don't get dirt anywhere. So yeah, and I plan on taking this one's rear end, and this has got the sway bar. It's actually an original 455 car. It's got the sway bar on it. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, there you go. This one's got the sway bar and all that. This is a great it's a great highway gear. So that's about all it is. It's a 241. It's a which is weird. The car originally was a 455 car with a 241 highway gear. I don't know how odd that is, but I just find it weird. And there's a couple other things I found that were funny on it, but like the speedometer is only an 85 mile an hour speedometer, but this one here is this car is a straight 6, and it's an original. It's actually originally got 22,000 miles on it. You know, like I said, I think I even have a video on this. But this one's speedometer reads 110, and it's a straight 6 car. Chevy 250. So what I plan on doing is this one's rear end, the 241 highway gear. I'm gonna put it in this car with the sway bar and everything. And then this one I will put in the burgundy one, and it's got its sway bar. I got the sway bar for that one, is right there. And the control arms, I'm going to order the control arms, the box control arms for it. Still got to order those. And that's it. And then with this one, this is it's not a original matching numbers motor, but it is a date correct motor. It's actually a 76 motor. So, which is great because that's a 76. You probably won't be able to see the number, but it's there. It's actually got a 36M, which is 3 is the what do they call it? The manufacturer, which is Oldsmobile. Or 6 is the year, and M is like Lansing, Michigan, or something like that. And it is a little helpful Oldsmobile hint too. Right here, it is a 241 day of the year car. That's the day it was made. You see 241. But yeah, that's a whole nother story. And like I said, this is a stock 15-inch rim. I mean, I got it up in there. It everything works. I had the caliper on. I had no problems with the rotation or caliper rubbing. When I had these rims sent out, they have to cut it up here. They cannot cut here, because if you cut it here, I will not have the room. It will then it will not clear. You can see up in there. When the caliper's on, it won't clear. So when I have them sent out, I had to make sure that they cut it up here. You know, this is probably right where they're gonna end up cutting it anyway, right on this ridge. And then they're gonna, because it's got this little dimple here, and then they're gonna extend it out from there, which is gonna be. I'm so debating on how far to go. You know, 2 inches. You know, which would give, if I went with 2 inches, which would give me a 9-inch wide rim, because these are only 7s. So again, 95 Caprice, 95 Chevy Caprice is what this rear end is out of. 15-inch rim originally. As for the Impala SS, I'm not 100% sure if the rotor's the same, the caliper and all that, and if it'll fit on a 15-inch rim. But either way, if it does, kudos, you know, good deal. But it still will not fit the old A-body rims unless you order new axles for a 30 spline for the Impala and everything, but with a 5x4 7.5 or 5x4.75 lug pattern. Okay, if you plan on using a stock factory rim 15-inch. If you're not going to do the axles, you can buy the adapter, which is right here. This is it. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this part number because of the shininess. let's see. Yeah, see, you really can't see that. I'm sorry if you can't. I'll try to move it around here so we can get all of it in bits and pieces. Well, I got the box right here. This is what it's got on there for parts, and that is a partner because I know that number is on the adapter. So if you're planning on doing this, those are the only things that I faced, and it's going to be nice. And then I'm going to buy the caprice from the same car, a caprice. I'm going to get the same thing for the fronts, to do the front ones on that, to make those bigger. And probably another video on that, just in case I run into any issues, maybe have to change ball joint or something like that or whatever. But I will make a video on that when that time comes, which will probably be a little bit. But until then, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Thanks. Give me a thumbs up, like, subscribe, all that good stuff, all that good nature stuff. And please leave a comment down below, and I hope everything works out great for you, and enjoy getting into them cars. Keep it going. Later.